Welcome to our series, The Bhagavad Gita for All. Namaskar. Chapter 11, Viśhwarūp Darśhan Yog. Our last episode introduced us to the aspect of the Lord's Viśhwarūp. We spoke of looking for the truth within and focusing on the learnings and not on the mythology or the storytelling. Arjun is blessed to attest to a form of Shree Krishna that only a handful have so far. How about we get started with what Arjun really saw? Arjun, having witnessed the vibhuti of the Lord, now expresses his wish to see Shree Krishna in his divine form, his true divine form. But Arjun is hardly the one to make demands. Instead, he places his request saying that Shree Krishna should do so, reveal himself only if he thinks Arjun is worthy of it. Temerity or simply arrogance is an enemy in building sane interpersonal relationships. We're mere mortals and yet seem to overlook this very primal thought. And here's a lesson in humility from Arjun. Knowing what to ask of someone, and more importantly, the way to ask for it. Shree Krishna does pay heed to this request, and behold, Arjun is witness to this very Viśhvarūpa of the Lord. One might think that Shree Krishna gave in to the request because Arjun was his cousin, his friend. But there is an underlying reason for this move. As we proceed, we'll know better. Until then, let us too absorb this glory and experience the otherworldly. Shree Krishna's cosmic form. There's a lot of deep description as Shree Krishna begins to reveal his cosmic form. What does his cosmic form mean? To start with, it is what sustains the whole universe. It's a form most yearn to witness. How fortunate is one to witness this form? Well, that's something only time and destiny could tell. Until then, we have the words of Shree Krishna to help us create, in the least, a mental picture. In his cosmic form, Shree Krishna is not only all the things we see on earth, but also the marvels that exist beyond our earthly realm. He is the 12 Adityas, 8 Vasus, 11 Rudras, 2 Ashwini Kumars, as well as the 49 Maruts within himself. Shree Krishna has a universal form. Within his divine personality lies the infinite universe consisting of moving and non-moving entities. Anything and everything that Arjun would like to see, including the past and the future, is visible in this universal form. And yet, to be able to see such a cosmic form of the Lord, Arjun would need a different kind of a vision because mere eyes and physical eyesight wouldn't suffice. If Shree Krishna were to descend on earth in his material form, one could rely on one's eyes to see him in this material form. But to see him in his divine form, an avatar, our souls need a different vision, a kind of a divine vision that Shree Krishna was to grant Arjun now. Our ordinary intellect and our physical eyes do no justice to see the Lord in his cosmic form. So what does one need? A divine vision is your spiritual vision. This spiritual vision makes it possible to see the higher power. It's like we develop divine senses, divine intellect, and a divine mind that helps our soul see this very powerful cosmic form of God. Here's some food for thought. Could rationality be necessary for people of faith? One end is a subjective phenomenon, such as faith, hardest to explain. And then there's logic, reasoning that are baselines of science. How could the two ever meet, like parallel lines on the same plane? When one is overwhelmed with grief, sadness, jealousy, fear, or even anger, forget rationality. It's impossible to even think coherently. The trance of the motion overpowers you and in a moment of weakness, one might commit a grave mistake. The better way is to navigate across a spectrum, knowing that there are gray areas. What might work in one situation might not always work for everything. Take a breather and turn inwards. It's all there, crystal clear. Dhanyavad.